This is Shauna Bazin, and I'm currently getting ready to record my persuasive speech. I just want to show that I do have my audience of 5 people, and I'm going to turn it over to the cameraman. Okay, so today my persuasive speech is about gay marriage and why we should consider a civil union. In light of current hot topic, gay marriage, I thought it best to discuss why civil unions should be strongly considered. I do believe that we as a country are on the verge of making a decision that could in fact allow 2 gay people to enter into a lifelong commitment. I also believe that we should be a little more considerate of what we choose to call that commitment. While personally my religious beliefs have influenced me strongly in regards to homosexuality, I realize that I am to love people and not necessarily what people do. I clearly see that gay rights are civil rights, rights that should be available to anyone and they should not be infringed upon. I understand that in this day and age we have to be realistic about the fact that there are a lot of people in this country that are either gay, love someone that's gay, or just believes in gay rights. Many compare the struggles of the gay community with the struggles of blacks. Some disagree with this comparison because blacks were born black, and being gay is a choice. Being black is not a sin, and being gay is. But many people state that is in fact how they were born. Who can disagree with that statement if they are not gay? And what qualifies to tell someone that they were not born that way? Just this week, Rhode Island became the 10th state to vote gay marriage into law according to ABC News. Colorado has decided to acknowledge civil unions. Currently, this is a state-specific decision as to how those partnerships should be acknowledged. To some people, marriage was the first covenant created by God between a man and a woman. So for moral, religious, and even cultural reasons, people choose to marry to avoid living in sin. If homosexuality is classified as an abominable sin in some religions, wouldn't that make gay marriage an irrelevant argument? Considering that we are a country that was built on biblical principles, gay marriage issue has been and still is a difficult conversation to have. My concern with the issue is twofold. What do we call it and where do we permit it? I understand that people marry for reasons other than the reasons that I stated earlier. Some people choose to forego any religious expression during their marriage ceremony at all. Some do it with the justice of the peace. Some view their marriages not so much in religious terms, but in the sense of protecting their partner legally throughout the rest of their life. What we should consider is that is a right that gay people do not have currently. Is it fair to acquire things that may be lost, make decisions that would not be considered, or have access to benefits that could not be utilized by you because you choose to spend your life with someone of the same sex? This is where equal rights come into play. Calling it a civil union does not take away from the commitment level being made by the individuals, and they would be free to express that in whichever way that they wanted to. But according to the National Organization for Women, there are civil rights that are not available to gay couples that would make what they have not equal to what marriage is. Now, what I consider to be marriage is in the biblical sense of a man and a woman being married. However, I do think that we should consider the fact that there are 1,049 rights that are available to married couples, and gay people do not have one of those rights. Terminology means everything in this situation because we have no choice but to respect the fact that we are a politically correct society. Just like it became popular to refer to blacks as African Americans and hermaphrodites as intersexual, it may be more acceptable to refer to gay marriage as a civil union for all parties involved. On the other hand, I do believe that we've got to be understanding of the conflict that gay marriages performed in a place of worship may cause for religious leadership. We violate freedom of religion to forcibly make someone who is Christian, Jewish, or Muslim condone it. We put churches, synagogues, and mosques at risk for discrimination by not performing ceremonies for gay couples. That is not to say that a gay couple couldn't use the services of a church or clergy if it was available to them. or have a lavish ceremony at a hall or other location. There are some churches today that acknowledge themselves as gay churches, and it should be an individual choice on the part of those churches as to whether or not they want to perform those ceremonies. In my ideal scenario, civil unions would provide a gay couple with all of the legal protections and rights associated with being married without calling it marriage. We would protect gay couples as well as religious institutions and people by reaching a compromise on the gay marriage argument. Civil unions provide gay couples with every one of the 1,049 legal rights, as I said, that straight married couples have, such as the insurance benefits, the next of kin, tax considerations, the options to be divorced and property divided, child custody, in a court of law. But we as a country would be acknowledging those unions in a way that clearly protects all parties involved and acknowledges our religious freedom of choice. Religious institutions would have a choice to participate in union ceremonies considered and not be considered in violation of anyone's civil rights. In closing, I would like to remind everyone that we as a people have a responsibility to be tolerant, accepting, respectful of others' rights, even if we do not agree on how others live their lives. Was it cool?